Hi, Shawna Karrasch here with another Ask Shawna answer. I'm videoing this myself, so hopefully it works. Okay, I got a question, and this one is from Lacey, and she says, I want to reward my horse cantering on the correct lead on the lunge line without bucking. I've done the bridge conditioning from your video and the target training to have him touch the target. So when I'm lunging him and I ask for the canter and he does a good transition, I click to reward him. I usually do about 4 or 5 transitions each way. So my question is, when do I feed him without rewarding him for stopping? And that's a good question, Lacey, and that's one that I get all the time, not just about, canter transitions, but the stopping and feeding. And one thing that's really important to keep in mind here is the clicker, or whatever signal you want. You can use a verbal bridge signal, you can use a whistle. It doesn't really have to be a clicker at all, actually. But whatever signal, so let's say it is the clicker becomes a conditioned reinforcer. So you know that first process where you taught him that the clicker was value, you've given it value actually, and that's called classic conditioning or Pavlovian conditioning. So you've actually made it a conditioned reinforcer. So what they're actually working for is the sound of the clicker. So when the clicker happens, they realize, I know I just did something right. What did I just do to earn that reward? So that's the moment that they recognize the reward's coming. Even though you're feeding them while they're stopped, that is not the behavior. They make the association with what earned them, the signal that told them you just earned a reward. So it seems counterintuitive, but believe me, it is not. I've worked with a lot of horses that were slow, wouldn't go forward, just, they just wouldn't. And pretty soon, and so the stopping seemed really hard for the people to grasp, but pretty soon they got the idea, and the horses get the idea that I need to go forward in order to earn that click or to earn that reward. So don't worry about the stopping. It's the clicking that is so important. And what you do is you start to get, you're going good, then you just build up duration in between. So, maybe at first it's the initial canter depart, and then it's a canter depart in a couple strides, and then it's a couple, canter depart in 4 strides, and you keep going until it's just it gets longer and longer and better and better. A caveat to that, I still recommend that every now and then you go back and you click an early one. Just say that was a nice canter depart, because that's where the trouble was. Even though you're getting longer and longer and longer, you want to remind them sometimes and say, thank you, I appreciate that you still do a good canter depart, even though you've extended that duration on that behavior. So I hope that helps you out. If you have more questions, don't hesitate to ask. Now that I've got my little video worked out, I think that I am going to be able to record these easier all by myself and get to them much more speedily than I used to. Anyway, so thanks, Lacey. And if you have more questions, don't hesitate to get a hold of me, and I'll get right to it. But I think that will help you out. There's one little story I could tell. I actually taught Mint to do a hop with his, and I just kind of made it up. I would hold his kind of support with just 2 fingers, his leg, and then I'd have the target and have him go forward. Well, what I was getting, because I was clicking on the motion of touching the target, which meant it was a lateral flat motion, and I trained it, and I thought, that's really ugly. I don't like that at all. So I decided to change the timing, because what I really wanted was a little more loft. So within 1 session, so I had this kind of looking good. I didn't have to support his leg anymore. I just said go, and he did his ugly thing. And then within 1 session, I thought, I'm just going to change my timing. I'm not going to click on the touching the target. I'm not going to click on the pushing off the ground. Within that 1 session, I had like mini rears, because he realized it's going up that is earning me the reward. So that's how much they remember exactly what they're doing when they heard the click. So that's just a little story that may help you. Anyway, so that's it for now. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me at askshawna.com. You can go there through my website, which is shawnakarrasch.com. Anyway, I hope this helped you out, Lacey, and anybody else that's watching. And until next time, enjoy getting your horse on target.